Hey, Bearassers. Some of our content may be offensive or triggering. Your feelings don't affect our opinions on the show. You're offended? You can kiss our bare asses.
Hey, everybody.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen.
man.
Sam Squatch sitting on the mic and I'm spitting. Bare Ass Podcast, 10th edition, suckers.
I thought you were supposed to be up north fishing.
I'm just giving up on fishing. I wanted to be on the 10th edition.
Hey, Sasquatch.
Yes, sir.
It's the 10th episode.
10th episode.
Damn, Squatch.
Living in those trees is making you slow.
Sasquatches don't have very many books or learning abilities out in the woods. All we know about is sticks and frogs.
Trees.
And yeah,
Berries.
Bugs.
and all those things. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Why don't you take a hike?
Hey, 10th edition, suckers.
Episode.
Number 10.
Episode.
Episode
10.
Number 10.
10.
Pretty soon it'll be 100.
I'm out of here, boys.
Get the fuck out of here, Sam Squatch.
Oh, that was silly, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
He
since
just-
we were rudely interrupted.
Yeah. What's happening? It's the
Oh.
10th episode, boys.
Yeah, we finally did it.
All I know is the weather's gorge ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice breeze out.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Makes for working on greasy cars really enjoyable.
Not really. Sweat and you know what's the worst is sweat getting in your eyelids, dripping from your
You
head.
mean the
into your
burns?
eyelids.
The burn? Is that what you're talking about?
Talking about just working on cars in hot heat.
I wish I was brave enough just to put on that big thick bandana to soak up all the sweat, but I feel stupid wearing it. So I'm not, on this show staying
How
alive.
can you feel stupid? You get to this age and I don't even care.
No.
I buy $1 clearance shirts from Walmart.
man.
My clothes don't match.
I can tell.
I don't care. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah,
Who do I don't gotta impress nobody.
it's true. I
Because
guess
they don't even care anyway.
It's time to give up.
Yep, I've given up on
Yep.
fashion.
Yep.
This hat's the most expensive thing I
And
own.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
It looks good on you.
yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Getting kind of gay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the colors. Mm-hmm. Gray. Not too many people wear the depression gray and the
I got a green one. A green twins hat. That was the weirdest
depression gray.
hat. Depression gray. Millennial gray.
Yeah. The grayest gray.
So what's happening?
Man.
A lot of crazy shit going on in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I was over at my brother-in-law's. There's a family reunion, and so my brother's in town with his wife and niece. And before the cast, I was over there visiting, and I noticed the American flag was flying upside down, and my brother-in-law's a Vietnam vet, and
SOS.
yeah, I mean, it's showing that an upside down flag, it's a sign of distress.
Yep.
And our country is in distress. It's
Very.
because of our leadership. The people we've allowed to be in charge, they've ran this ship into the ground.
And
I mean,
buried it.
And it doesn't matter what their stripe is.
Man. The amount of shit that has gone wrong since 2020 is mind-boggling.
Well, it's mind-boggling that they've done it in front of your face.
Yeah. And everybody's just like, carry on.
Yeah.
Everything, and then they just get online and bitch about prices, but nothing changes.
Just send me another shot.
Yeah, I mean, there is a group of those. Yeah, I mean, you do have Kool-Aid hair, bottom surgery types, hypochondriac types, and really, they need help.
Yeah.
They don't need, that's the one thing that really, and I mean, it's a little bit, I mean, it is a part of the distressing signs of what we're going through, but the surgery stuff, where they give people surgeries, and like, these doctors, I think, are butchers because,
Oh, yeah.
now think about this. If someone had schizophrenia, right, and they were having a delusion of grandeur, and they thought that they were Jesus Christ, they were the Son of God, you're not going to tell them, yes, you are.
Exactly.
You're not going to reinforce their delusion. Well, when somebody thinks they're something that they're not, That's a mental illness. That's a delusion. And that's like psychology 101. You do not reinforce that insanity. I mean, that's like, and what are they doing? They're saying, yeah, you're right. And we can
make that happen.
we can cut parts off and we can sew you a, tilapia vagina. You won't feel anything and you'll have regret. But that's not our problem. We get the $60,000 cash.
Yeah. I heard when they do male to female, they literally lob your junk off and then slice it open like a banana, turn it inside out, and just shove it in you.
I seen
Oof.
somebody had shared a pic of it, and I was like,
And you constantly have to
ream it.
so because it's a wound.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an open.
It's an open wound.
Gangrenous.
So they have different size rods that you have to put in there. Like one thing is called dilating. or
Yeah,
something.
it's dilation. Yeah,
And you have to go up. There's
Ream
like
it.
small, medium, large, extra large, and you gotta keep.
What?
You gotta put it in there and keep it in there for
that
like an hour
Like
every
in
day.
your urethra?
No, into your fake vajayjay.
your fake hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
because your
it's-
body probably wants to naturally heal.
Yes.
itself.
Yes,
That's exactly
it's
what it does.
horrifying.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
That is horrifying.
And they won't tell. They won't tell the tales of all the people who regret.
Yeah. And then they do it to kids and override their parents.
Unreal.
Like, wow, how does a fucking 12-year-old
Have the
mental
shit.
capacity?
A 20-year-old
that
doesn't know what
decision.
the hell to do.
I was a dumbass at 20 years old.
How can a kid? I mean, it's just awful.
Crazy. I feel like I don't know. When I was in high school in the mid 90s, late 90s, like being a gothic was like the trendy thing to do, to be like rebel. I feel like that's what it is now with these kids. So I'm a man or I'm non-binary. I want a sex change. I feel like that's the gothic rebel.
Yeah.
That's like the cool thing to do. They've made it like that.
Yeah. There was only like one goth person.
Oh man,
when
when I was in
getting out
high
of
school, there was a whole faction.
I mean, I've got a fistful of years.
It was
ahead of
it was gothics, and
Yeah.
then you had all the wannabe gangsters, because that's when rap started getting
Wow, I missed all that,
big.
man.
So it was
I
like
missed that.
everyone had their poofy jackets and
Yeah.
their cocked hats with the do rags, and everybody thought they were Tupac.
I kind
Yeah,
of
wow.
had the era where it
Eminem.
was in the mix of the older and the newer, so I kind of like seen some of both. Like back then it was like obviously the preps, the jocks, the stoners, there was gothic people too, and then there was other like subgroups of people that just didn't. I don't know what they were, but they were their own thing, like a mix of motley, a crew of different types that nobody.
Polo
Yeah.
wearing, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's what high school was like for you in the 80s.
And you know what's crazy is the cliques in high school continue through life.
Oh, it's crazy.
Seriously, like if you're at like a office place, it's heavy and that kind of thing.
Yep.
But even no matter what trade you're in, it's the same. There's hazing. It's all the same. It's like everybody is still children.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It's like when you're a kid, you're like, I can't wait to grow up. It's gonna be so cool.
And again,
then you become an adult, and it's like you don't
action bills.
again to circle it back to being in distress. This is why they've done this through education. They've done this with everything in our lives. Everybody is so dumb now.
Oh God.
And it's by design. They did this. And that's why any of you out there who are in a behavioral class or who are in, a learning disability class, 9 times out of 10, there was nothing wrong with you. You just couldn't be conditioned.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. They couldn't ungenius you. So you were a problem.
Yep, that happened to me in high school because I was skipping so much class because I was just so bored by the repetitiveness of everything.
Oh man.
And after I missed like 3 or 4 months in a year, school guy brought me in. He's like, "Why aren't you going to class?" I'm like, I don't like it. I'd rather be working or making money." And he was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
see you later."
Yeah. That's how I got
They
it
didn't.
too.
They didn't care.
No.
They didn't give a shit.
No. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They gave me a few chances, and I broke all of those when I was in high school. At the end of it, I mean, at the beginning of high school, and I was a troublemaker and then skipping school. And,
Getting in a fight with the principal doesn't help.
yeah.
You've gotten in a fight with the principal.
Oh yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's story time. Let's hear it.
Oh, it wasn't too much. It was just a push and shove match, is all. But yeah, that really put a toll on everything, you know. So
Oh, you were just in each other's face.
All
Yeah.
wasn't forgiven.
Screw
Well-
you, Mr. Principal.
well, I was, and then that invoked him to. He started pushing, and I started pushing. You know, and pretty soon we were both pushing.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I think the sucker has cancer on it.
Oh, buddy, I think you have cancer.
Whoa. Friendship canceled.
Yeah,
Okay, you heard it here.
you heard it here first. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out.
I hope you don't, because you know
The show just wouldn't be the same
it
without you,
would,
Blake.
know.
you know, to lose you just like that.
It would turn up and it'd just be
Overnight.
just two guys then.
Next week, just two guys and one dead guy.
You can weekend at Bernie's me.
Yeah, we was just
sit here
We'll
like
just
this.
have you pinned up. He's looking good. Open his mouth again. Yeah. Anyways, what else do we got going here besides this?
Well, I mean, I guess just the whole flag thing, you know. I mean, I can read what it says, like what the definition is. I mean, it says it's the code, which is not legally enforceable, says that the flag should never be displayed upside down except in a single of dire distress. And, for instance, in extreme danger to life or property. And there's a long history of the American flag flipping in political protest, too. So it's basically saying that we don't agree with the way things are being run. And I mean, everybody, I don't care who you are, even if you're not political, which is probably half the people, is it's not a party. It's all of them. Like, I can't stress that enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
we are not political.
We aren't.
We are normal people who recognize that something's wrong and that we can actually do something. And we don't have to be violent. We don't have to. There's many ways to bring them to their knees. And it ain't that hard. All we got to do, I mean, have you ever seen that It's a Bug's Life?
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's beautiful in
it
cartoons
is.
It is.
because the grasshoppers are them
Yeah.
and we're the ants.
Yeah.
And if we decide
the
that
fight,
we've ever had enough
we
of
are
these
many.
grasshoppers,
We are many.
and they are few,
Yeah.
and they know it, and they're worried, and that's good because they should be. We want a government that fears us, not us fearing a government. You know, we made the government. It's our baby, and if we have to discipline the baby from time to time, I guess that's what we're going to have to start doing. And if that means that we stop paying taxes, if that means we stop participating in the marketplace and start growing our own food and doing whatever we have to do, sewing clothes, and I mean, we might have to go that far. Like, but if you want change, you're going to have to do something. You cannot sit there on your hands anymore. You can't stay in your bubble anymore. If you want a different world, you have to be a part of changing it. If you want something good in your life, anything, do you not have to make the steps and do that? If you want a six-pack, then you better be doing 1,000 crunches a day and eating clean. If you know, whatever it is, whatever your endeavors are, it's the same thing with this. If you want a world where people can live in, you know, just live in peace and have a little something, man, that's all we want. To be left alone and to have our things. Ownership. We need to get ownership back
Absolutely.
again. No more paying anybody for anything anymore. Those days,
Amen, brother.
and you know everybody would agree. It's
Yeah.
come on, man. It's common sense.
If everybody just didn't go to work for a month.
Oh man.
At
That's
the
my
same
dream.
time, the entire country.
If people stop paying their bills, they stop paying taxes, and they stopped working. You stop shopping, you stop working. In other words, all we have to do is build up. That's all everybody's got to do. Even poor people can take $20 a week and stuff food away. Stuff food away. And then you're not paying bills anyway. So that money that you got, you're going to be able to get a bunch of goods with it.
Well, look how fast we converted to COVID to all the rules. So why couldn't we convert to exactly what you're talking
Exactly.
about? Instantly.
They shut the system down to take money away. Well, guess what?
Not we. That.
No,
Yes.
I know. But now we're flipping it on them. We're going to shut the system down and we're going to take money from them. They showed us the way.
Yeah.
So guess what? We're going to shut you down.
Amen.
So you better pull the plug on everything if you think you're going to stop it, but you're not going to stop it because we're doing this with love. We want no one left behind. How is that for a slogan? Everybody, all boats rise. I think everybody be on board with that. And the ones who aren't on board, well, guess what? We'll deal with you. Can we get another amen?
Amen.
Amen. Woo!
Amen.
Just when we were on a roll,
Absolutely.
this guy pops up.
Hey, I thought maybe we could do a little bit of rubber room.
Rubber room.
Rubber room.
Rubber
We got some
room.
rubber room coming.
Well, I feel like we were already in it.
Almost.
Well,
mean,
we already
almost.
started, I guess.
What do we
So,
got
I
going
missed
on
it.
in the rubber room?
Well, we have a return to the draft. They're talking about that. That's going on.
Well, you know what that means. Wars are coming.
Oh, of course they're trying to drum that up, but it's not working. Like it's not.
It's not working, but they're pissing off a lot of countries.
Oh, of course they are. But you know what the beauty is? These countries know that Americans know. Like the beautiful part of like some of these countries, I'm not going to say all of them, but for sure I would say Russia, that they love the American people. They do not like our government. And they know that our government has been taken over for a long time. They tried to get into NATO, you know. And Bill Clinton said, nope. He's like, let me talk to my boys and we'll see. And then within an hour, he's like, nope. So that shows you right there. They need them as a fake boogeyman. That's why they have had Russia this whole time. Go look it up. 9/11, you know what Russia did? They gave us a huge memorial. It's a teardrop. It's a huge teardrop of like gold or something. And it's mammoth. And you know what Obama did? He hid it.
Wow.
Nobody can see it. It's hidden. It's not out in the open like a big harbor or something. It's because they don't want people knowing. Do you know that when this country was started, you know who helped us? Russia. Russian troops. They gave us money. They backed us. They helped us. Yes. You know, our history with Russia is actually really good. And it's only been since World War II that they were turned into a boogeyman. And that was because they did have a bad people at that time.
Oh, yeah.
But
Stalin.
it's not that way anymore.
It was Joseph Stalin, right?
And even though Putin isn't like a sweetheart, I'm not saying he's some sweetheart. Yes, he was the KGB. Yes, I'm sure he strangled people out with his bare hands and all the fun stuff, torture and all the good things. But that doesn't mean that people can't change and people, you know, you cannot condemn, you know, it. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
look at his actions now, the things he's done now.
Well, speaking of Putin, here's the latest going on from him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we got nuclear threats.
Oh boy.
New ominous warning to the
my
United
favorite
States
flavor.
and to NATO about nuclear weapons and World War III. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage and the articles so you can see it for yourself, but take a look at this quote
Have
that
you
came
seen
out
this?
just a little while ago today. Putin also suggested on Wednesday today that he may soon deploy conventional missiles to areas capable of striking the United States and its allies in retaliation for Western nations sending Ukraine weapons that can be used to strike targets in Russia. And this is all surrounding what has unfolded over the last 48 hours as Russia is saying that the United States has made a fatal miscalculation in Ukraine. And this comes as Ukraine has struck
we're just
Russia
fighting a
with
proxy war.
U.S.-made missiles. Now, I reported it to you as soon as it came out that it was confirmed that it was a U.S. missile that has hit Russia, this coming from Ukraine, and we had heard Russia say that any nation that provides these long-range missiles to Ukraine, that they would be held accountable. And this is a major policy shift from President Joe Biden and from NATO, as since the war began over the last 2 years, there have been major warnings from the United States to Ukraine not to use U.S.-made missiles, as this could escalate the tensions between NATO and Russia and lead to World War III. And as I mentioned, that has all shifted. And take a look at how quickly things have changed. In the last 48 hours, now NATO is developing a plan to transfer troops in case war with Russia does...
They're poking a giant bear for years now. Fighting
Well,
a proxy war.
I'm just gonna mention this. I mean, they're poking two bears. They're poking Russia and they're poking
China.
us,
And China.
the people. Don't forget about that bear.
Yeah.
That's the biggest fucking bear on the planet. So they need to stop playing games for real. I mean, because the people aren't on their side, dude. They got nobody.
I'm honestly surprised something bigger didn't happen months after. The second we started sending weapons, I thought, that's it. Here we go.
Yeah.
World War III.
Yeah.
And now it's been, what, a year and a half, 2 years now?
Well, it takes time.
Takes time, but man.
I mean, all I gotta say is, like,
plant
am I
the scam.
wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
Is there people on the side of this government? I mean, tell me, because I don't see anybody except for a couple of freaks who don't matter. So a couple of nut jobs on TV. So, like, if I'm wrong, point it out. Where are these people who is all for this crap?
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone, not one. So, what I'm saying is, they better be way more worried about their people than Russia or China or anybody else, because we're right here and we have the means. Like, it's not like we don't have the means. We just haven't done it. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if it's just all staged for the
I think I
next
told you it's all
election.
theater. It's all
is. It's all
freaking
theater.
theater. And you know what? Russia won't do anything. The U.S. will, and they'll say it was Russia. That's how they work. Well, guess what? We know, and it don't work. You know?
Yeah. What else we got going on in the rubber room of craziness?
Well, of course, we got the Gen X stuff, and now the Zennials, Millennials, and the Zs everybody's getting together.
Rise up.
So now all the generations are. All there is a few boomers hanging on, and that doesn't matter anymore. And some of them have jumped on too. So, I mean, it's basically, I don't even know if there's going to be an election. I think, and I'm talking by the people, I think the people are going to do something personally.
Well, what do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. I mean, but I'm pretty sure people are already serving notices. They're already telling them in different areas, I mean, I know last year, people in Minnesota, they served the county in the county seat or whatever, and they said you can't pull people over anymore. You can't, because they showed them all the case laws and everything, and they said if you do, you'll be sued into oblivion, and they all quit. They're all done. They can't ticket people anymore. They were served notice.
Really?
It's like I told you, they can't. You in order to pull a person over, to stop your travel, to arrest your travel, because see, we all have rights in this country, and we've never been taught them. Well, guess what? I'm going to start teaching you. You have the right to travel, right? And you already pay for the road, so we already own the public. Anything that's got concrete on it and that has power lines and whatever, we own it. We
And
don't have.
we have the right to bear arms. We have the right to have gardens.
Oh,
we have the right to have
we
water
have
with
the,
us.
We have
the
our
right
rights
to-
are endless.
Yes.
The Constitution and the Bill of Rights has nothing to do with us, actually. It has to do with the government. It tells them what they can and they can't do. Well, guess what? They've been doing a lot of things they can't do. And we're going to remind them that they can't do them anymore. And one of those things is being able to drive. They've changed it to a commercial term. So that's why we have to use a different language. We travel. We're private. It's our own conveyance, which means you don't register your vehicle. You don't get a title. The very name register is Regis, which is the king, and stir is to hand over. So you have to learn their lying language. Everything is not as it seems. They've tricked us. They've made us all think that we're employees of a corporation, that we work for the government, and we do not. And all this information is getting out. So like what I'm saying isn't anything special. There's plenty of people that know way more than me that actually practice this and do it. And like one guy, they pulled him over. He had a private license plate on his car. They arrested him, booked him, whatever, a couple hours he was in and out. It cost that county, that police station, that city, $250,000. He bought a brand new Porsche with it. He showed the paperwork that says you don't need a license, you can travel, you don't need insurance, you don't need tabs, you don't need nothing. And they had to buy this Porsche, and he showed all the documents, the court, he won everything, his name, the whole works. And he's like, and this is everybody's right. Everybody can do this.
So what happens if I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here? So if we don't have to carry insurance, what's gonna happen with car accidents?
Well, what would happen with car accidents is you would sue them like you would any other thing.
Yeah, but there's probably the majority of the country couldn't afford to pay out if they crashed into a,
Well, I mean,
$75,000
that's the thing.
Beamer.
Like here, that's a thing. That's another thing that would change is called responsibility. So what would happen is if you did do that, you would probably spend the rest of your life working to pay them,
And you just be real careful.
and you would never mess up again.
But there's places where you have to have insurance on the car. I mean, what states still are,
It's Wisconsin's.
yeah, no insurance. So it must work somehow, you know.
Yep.
I don't know how. I'd still carry insurance.
What I'm saying is
It's
that
nice to have.
It is.
well, you're insuring yourself.
Yeah.
So the people who would get smacked, you would still be covered since you're insured. But like, and that's fine if we wanted to keep. You can do that kind of thing, but I would not have insurance companies. They're done. It's over. What it is you put money into
Exactly.
a CD and it just stays there, and
Yeah.
it accrues money, and you get
Self-insure.
yeah.
Just
And that's
self-insure.
everything. And that's what I said earlier to Joel. I said, business people and governments, they don't realize it, but guess what's coming? Everyone's going to be contracted. These applications for submittal, you can ram them up your fucking ass. Think about the language. I keep telling you about language. What is it? You're submitting. You're submitting.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not submitting. You're gonna do a contract with me, and that's the way it's gonna be. If we're gonna do something, it's gonna be a contract. These applications, no more of that shit. That's done. And people see, because in the past, people were smarter than you think. They make us, put your mark on the, like they didn't know, they weren't literate. That's a crock. 11 and 12-year-olds knew jurisprudence. They could do a tax and lading. They could do bill and lading. They could do what we would need a degree for now. Mm-hmm. And a kid could do that. Go to the sawmill and go to the store, and you know what I'm saying. So they weren't dumb. They were very literate, and they could. That's why they didn't have all these things that we have. Look how complicated. I mean, like the tax thing that you were playing earlier. where it talked about every single thing is like,
Taxed into oblivion.
I mean, it wasn't even 3%, and we upended the whole cart. Now they're taking like what? When it's all said and done, is it like 65% they take?
It's gotta be more than that.
Yeah, it's a screwed up world.
And I mean, you know, like your property, you shouldn't be paying taxes on your property. That is the most insane thing. That tells you that you don't own it. See, they've tricked everybody.
I hate property taxes.
Yeah.
I own my house.
Once you buy your land, that should be it. It's done.
Yeah.
You don't pay no more.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's like having rent to the government, literally.
It is.
You're like, oh, but it's good because it goes to schools.
And so, like I said, there's always ways out of these things. So you can work within the system that they've created. Like we can do things. Like I said, 25 people can create a constitution. We could sovereignize land. We could make our own towns. Like if they're not going to do it our way, we'll just fucking do it the way they do it.
Yeah.
We'll just hide all our money like they do, and they won't be able to touch us. We'll just play their fucking game. If we have to, we'll just teach everybody the shit they do.
Here it is, taxed on taxed on taxed. It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Taxes? Most definitely. Mm-hmm. And then after you tax my check, you gonna tax me on anything I spend with the money left from my check that you already taxed. Oh, you getting it now? You this close? You this close to getting ready to chase the American dream? So let me get this shit straight, bitch. You gonna tax my whole check? Give me what's left. Then I'm gonna spend that on something, and you're gonna tax me again for spending money that was already taxed. And after I buy something, I have to pay taxes on that, or else you're gonna take it from me because I didn't pay taxes. Yes, and if you do that real hard and just pull up on your bootstraps with all your might,
Wow.
you'll make it in this country. Bro, that sounds
That
like
is
some fucking
horrible.
bullshit. If I gotta pay taxes on anything that exists forever, anytime, always, every day, or else I fucking get my shit took or go to prison, do I own anything? No, y'all don't own shit.
Nope.
It's just a big lending system. We own everything, and we just sell you the illusion that you got something. You don't have shit. Miss a tax payment, I'm taking that shit. Miss another one, I'm taking your fucking life. You're going to prison. Don't like it? Leave. Bruh. You gonna take 40% of my paycheck in taxes?
Crazy.
It's so true.
And I mean,
It is.
that right there tells you that it's time for a change.
Yeah. It's time
Like
for the
it's
evil
long
people to leave.
overdue.
like, I'm not against taxes, but it's gotta be. I think there should no property taxes, none of this no taxes,
Yep.
just a flat 10%.
Not even that.
Just
This is
something.
what this is
5%
what I
when
say.
you buy stuff.
6%.
Yep.
It's a flat rate, 6%
Yep.
for everybody's income, no matter what you make, right?
Yep.
And what happens is we have a public ledger, and everybody votes like an American Idol thing, and we
Yep.
all have our secure numbers, and it's all encrypted, and every node every computer is a node, and every cell phone is a node, so there can be no manipulating. You know
No
what I mean?
rigging.
And you can say, things are rumbling in the Ukraines. We need money. We should help them. And then everybody votes. And then if they don't get more than 10% of the vote, they don't get anything.
Yeah, it should
And then,
be,
and then not only that, you decide my money will never go to war unless it's defense of the country
Yeah.
only. And you click it, and that's it.
yeah.
And then if people don't approve the war, they don't get the money, and we don't go to war.
Sounds good to me.
And then it's the same thing. And then what we could do is it'd be like, okay, 1% goes for health for everybody. Another 1% goes for retirement. Another 1% goes for the roads. Another 1% goes for military. And another 1% is just the kitty that just builds for special projects or whatever. And then the smaller communities, they decide what they need, and then they pool the money together.
Yeah.
And if other communities are doing better and they're feeling generous, they can give them money for building parks or whatever the deal is. You know what I'm saying? We don't need them anymore. We can represent ourselves. And that's the future, and that's what's coming. Aren't we all excited?
How much do Sasquatches get for the trees?
We're trying to cut you guys out completely.
yeah.
Hey,
We're going to herd you into the national parks, and that's where you stay.
Sasquatches would like 7%.
No, you can have 7 trees.
7 trees sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Are they the tall ones? Or
No, just little babies.
You're talking
with
like-
just like one little twig
like
sticking out of the
nursery
ground.
tree, nursery trees. Sasquatches are way better than that.
Well, then you got to pay your taxes,
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatches pay for a lot. You've stolen everything.
You suck, Sasquatch. I hate you.
You suck.
I hate you with a passion.
Oh boy.
Everybody out there hates him with a
I
passion
think they
too.
do.
I think he's got a few fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Henson over here.
That's right. Puppet master.
Aspiring Jim Henson.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an evil thing, you know.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what else you guys got, you know?
I don't know if there's any videos in the can or not, but otherwise we could wrap it up and go on to the topic too.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, huh?
Well, wrap
Sasquatch.
up the rubber room.
Wrap.
Oh yeah, we didn't even wrap up the rubber room.
Sorry about that. I was trimming some trees.
Oh.
We're wrapping up. We're wrapping it up.
Wrap
Rubber
up.
room is done.
Well, unless you want to talk about the lost cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
a story.
You got story
huh?
time for us?
It's story
Story
time.
Story time. All right. I can do stories. This one time in band camp,
Everybody gather around Uncle
okay.
Joel.
Uncle Joel, come in closer
yeah.
though. Let me turn the heat up.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I guess this is a crazy story, and I have a couple other ones too.
Ooh.
But yeah, but this a few years back, just to give you an example of like some crazy people that I used to know. You know, they had hired me to take care of their cats, and they were fancy, expensive cats. Anyway,
And this is in Texas?
this is here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is here, but this happened in Texas. But anyways,
Wait, what? This happened here.
You just got to let him go.
yeah, you just gotta let me flow, man, because
right.
you're really bumming me out.
Okay, so we're setting the scene in Texas.
Setting the scene in Texas. All right, long story, even longer. Went to Texas. These people paid at any expense because they had lost a cat. One of their cat show cats. And keep in mind, this cat was a brand new cat that they had just got. It has no quality or any listing in any of the shows, or it hasn't been trained. It's nothing like that. It's just a kitten, okay? And anyways, these people hired me, and they paid all expenses. And I went to Texas for about a month. Got hotel rooms, not just one, a couple of them, because by the time I was there searching for this lost cat, I bought multiple traps. I spent nights setting these traps all over the town. I had signs that I made, bought all the stuff from the stores that were there local, and reward lost cat, picture of it, really detailed big signs, put them all over the freeway and the roads all over the town. $5,000 reward cash for the cat back.
Whoa.
And now this got more intense. I bought I brought nothing with me, so I was able to buy everything I needed. We're talking protection, or all kinds of flashlights, cameras, motion sensors.
Damn.
You know, those trail cams, the really nice ones. Probably like 11 or 12 of them I must have bought.
Tacticaled out.
I was tactical out. And then when things got real desperate after like a week, and keep in mind, these people are paying me the whole time. And I hired a girl from California to fly in with her sniffing dogs.
Holy shit.
And she came from California and spent 2 days there, and we searched out in the fields and all over the place because all we had was like a little blanket that was with the cat. So the dog sniffed that. And as we're walking, I'm telling her how insane these people are, the amount of money they've spent on this cat so far. And she's like, basically what we're looking for is a skull. She goes, because there's no chance that this cat survived out here with all the wild animals and stuff. So she goes, I'm with you on this. We're looking for a possible.
cadaver.
She says, basically, we're looking for a golf ball because usually the animals leave the skull of kittens, she says. And I'm
Oh, it was
"All
a
right."
kitten, too?
Yeah, well, call it a kitten. It was just ready to be served into the new owner, you know?
So basically, just
A dumbass kitten.
a couple months old, basically.
And
Damn.
in this small town of Texas, the sheriff took notice of me and my signs out on the road and my new apartment, basically at the hotel.
shit.
And again, I spent tons of money at the gas station that was just really close and got to know the people there. I even scored a couple fucking joints from the gas station guy, and I didn't have to smuggle it through my luggage like usual. Anyways, you know, it was awesome. And I'm pretty sure that this trip, with the multiple plane flights that I took back and forth because I had to do other things, and then I went back to the hotel that was paid for that I wasn't even in with all the equipment. That is total insanity with the use of money. Anybody that sick that can do shit like that for a lousy cat.
So basically the theme is people that have too much money.
Wasted.
And that's a true story. And I did all that. And thousands and thousands of dollars were spent for this cat that was never found. I even had
Never
people
found it?
Never. Are you kidding me? There was no
Holy
chance.
shit.
Because the perimeter was like 10 square miles.
So how did they lose this cat in Texas if they lived in Minnesota?
Well, because they drove down there and bought it and decided to stop at the gas station and leave the window down. And
and the cat just took off.
And the cat jumped out the window.
Oh.
Yeah. And keep in mind, the cat was $10,000.
Ho!
So, which didn't matter. What mattered was the guilt and the feeling of wanting a cat like that.
Jeez.
So you're willing to spend any amount of money when you have that money.
So they probably end up spending like 25 grand on a cat they never got.
I'm guessing it was 15 to 20 grand probably spent looking for this cat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So they
Yep.
paid you just to walk around.
Yeah, I did. I went out and the cops like, "What are you doing out here?" The sheriff, I'm like, "I'm searching for the cat."
Like official
man."
cat hunter.
Yeah.
Did
And
you have
he's
a badge and everything?
And you know what he told me? He goes, "You better get yourself some protection." He goes, "These wild boars out here are vicious."
yes.
And then I started seeing them with all my flashlights, and I'm like, I could hear them rutting in the dirt and shit. Yeah, and that's when feelings changed a little bit, being out there all night. But
all alone?
all alone.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking rebel, man. I fucking walked through all those deep.
And they
Texas
got like
woods.
they
He
got
was down in
snakes,
them
poisonous
briars.
snakes and everything.
Yeah.
I hate snakes.
Oh, I hate them too, and I've seen all kinds of scary things out
Just-
there, man.
My son finds gardener snakes, like the big ones.
But you know the best part of the story
I
is
hate it.
with all the traps I set, the live traps.
Did you catch anything?
I caught every fucking cat in the neighborhood except for that cat. And I go, there it is. I can't believe it. And
You
it
just hear,
wasn't.
"Meow,
Yeah. And so I'm taking these cats to the Humane Society.
Oh my gosh.
And
People are just letting their cats
so-
out for the night, and you're just basically catnapping them.
Do you know, I'm pretty sure I almost made the news because of my presence there and everything I did from the rewards. And people were calling. We got a couple of crank calls on the phone because the reward number was there. And they're like, "Yeah, we found your cat, man. He was totally flattened on the freeway." And for real, they were leaving messages like that.
You always gonna have creeps.
Is that not insane?
That's wild.
The trollers
Yes.
are real.
Wow.
Yeah.
I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Except I would have, like, I found it. It's here.
Yeah.
And then I would have taken pictures and
Yeah.
made you show up with the reward money.
Yeah.
And then
You want your cat? 20 grand.
20 grand.
I mean, when you're offering $5,000 cash reward, that's kind of scary.
It is.
And I was starting to get a little nervous for myself. 'cause
What
there
if
was
somebody
dudes,
just tried to say, I found it, and then set you up to rob you?
Well, more than that, they probably thought I had $5,000 cash on me. So
Right.
I was a little nervous, and I just
suppose
decided
when they call, I'd be like, yeah, show up with the cat, and then we'll cut
Oh,
you a
man.
check or something.
that lady that got hired from California is like, I cannot believe what people are willing to do. This is stupid, she said.
How the fuck? So how do they find somebody in California?
Well,
Is
because
it like an official cat hunter business? They're like, come find this
Well, the
cat.
dog sniffers.
it was
you
a
know.
cadaver dog, you know.
Oh,
They can track anything.
wow, that
Yeah.
cannot be cheap.
Yeah. Oh no, I think that cost.
That's why if you don't show up next week, we're getting the cadaver dogs.
That was like it was like $5,500 to get her to come here for the 2 days.
And how long ago was this?
No, $5,500 plus pay for all of her expenses, the flight, everything.
And when was this? Like in the 90s?
No, it was like 12 years ago,
That was a lot of money 12 years ago.
maybe 15 years. Yeah, about 12, 13 years ago. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You
is.
know what? I think we're going to have to wrap it up on that note.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do you know that Sasquatches don't like cats?
Did you find the cat Sasquatch and eat it?
You know, I didn't want to break his heart, but I did see the cat when I was out in Texas. There were Sasquatches out that way, and I was visiting, and I found that cat, and I broke its freaking neck.
Whoa.
Wow.
But Sasquatches aren't really keen to
You know,
kitties.
Sam Squatch, we have a problem with you eating the mic all the time. You got to back off that mic, brother. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah, it's not a tree. It's not a tree,
Sasquatches
Sasquatch.
like to feel what they're doing.
Damn. So you gonna rap for a Sasquatch?
You gonna wrap it up or?
Wrap it up. I got, oh, yeah. Yeah. I got the trees. We found the cat. $5,000 reward, and that's a cap. See ya, suckers. Ah.
Woo!